Alright, hello folks and welcome! How you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Phil here on the stream. This is the pre-stream for Sunday, September 18th, 2016. Okay, today is going to be a more quick pre-stream. I'm not going to go super long because I'm already late. I had a phone call from my parents earlier today that, sadly, well not sadly, but it went a little long, and I ended up starting the stream a little later than usual today. In addition, I've currently got a load of clothes going downstairs. Leanna's at work, and I realized that I'm out of shorts. You know, during the summer and early fall months, I wear shorts around the house. And I have like 5 or 6 pairs, and they're all in the wash. I was like, oh shit, I gotta run a load. So I got the clothes drying downstairs, so I had to run down and get those going, which is why the pre-stream is starting a little late. But I digress. It's normal, kind of business as usual stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary. Certainly nothing terrible or anything like that. You know what I mean? So welcome. Today, guess what we're doing? Today we are playing Dead Rising yet again, ladies and gents. You might say, well, why are you playing Dead Rising again? Didn't you just play that game? And the answer is yes. I did. I played it yesterday. I've been playing it a lot recently. The viewers want it. It's that simple. The viewers want it. Okay? They've been voting for it repeatedly this week. All week, pretty much. I have put my gameplay streaming into the hands of you, the viewers. I've allowed you via my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, to vote nightly on a poll that would allow you to control my schedule for the next day. Okay? And overwhelmingly, people have been voting pretty much for Dead Rising. We started out earlier this week, actually. BioShock ended up being the winner on Tuesday. But then Wednesday, Dead Rising won out. Thursday, it actually was Recore. People wanted to see what this new Recore game was about. Friday, I ended up playing the For Honor Alpha, so there was no poll there. But then both yesterday and today, the voting on Twitter has been for Dead Rising. Now, I've liked the game, although I've hated the game. I know you say, how could you like and hate something? Well, it's this simple. Dead Rising is a game that has its charm because if you can figure out ways to get around the incredibly broken, unbalanced game with wonky mechanics and just silly shit, it could be quite fun. The thing is, you need to figure those things out, because if you don't, the game is frustrating as fuck. Like, playing this game as a raw first run-through without, you know, knowing where the weapons are, what are the best books to hold when you have certain weapons, how do you beat this boss who's incredibly broken and abusable, oh, you gotta go into the underground tunnels under the mall, but you should have known to take a vehicle, because if you don't, you can't win. You should have known to take tons of healing, because if you don't, you can't win. You know what I mean? Like, you need to know what to do to succeed. And it's not a game by any modern standards where you can go in and just because maybe you have a little bit of skill, or because maybe you've learned things, you know, during the course of the game that you're going to succeed. You're not. It's very, very much trial and error. A game that definitely, game that definitely forces you to replay it, or just to know what to do. Okay? So, that is the deal. I'm raging, right? I'm raging at the game, but the thing is, you notice I haven't given up. I definitely want to stick in there. I want to see how the game ends. And being that I've also played Dead Rising 2 and 3, I know that the series kind of evolved and progressed further into something that, you know, had definitely better controls, better combat and gameplay mechanics, combinable weapons that were absolutely awesome. You know what I mean? Like, they improved upon a ton of shit in the future installments. And it's funny because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't like Dead Rising 3 because it's not like the original game. I understand that, but at the same time, you have to understand its evolution. Dead Rising 3 was the culmination of the engine making it, you know, playable without having to do insane amounts of trial and error. And I think that kind of game will appeal to a wider audience than a game that you have to really know everything about it in order to succeed at it, or at least to have a fun experience with it. But it's funny because a lot of people complained about Dead Rising 3 completely ignoring the fact that you can turn the game into basically the original Dead Rising. There was an option in it that basically made the game much harder, added in all the constraints and things of the original game. It had basically a classic mode, But most people ignored it and just said the game was too easy, even though they didn't play the classic mode, which is funny. But yeah, you know, I can definitely understand why people like this game, why it's a cult hit. It makes sense. It's not that the game is like, it's a complete mystery to me why anyone would like this game. It's the actual complete opposite. I could see someone buying this game and being so fucking frustrated at it, and then after intense running around and exploring, or just looking shit up saying, oh wow, look at this abusable thing that I found. Oh wow, look at this hidden weapon that when I combine with this book becomes incredibly durable, and now I can just slaughter my way through this area that previously was incredibly difficult, right? Oh, look at this combination where you can combine different drinks and things and now become super quick and, you know, get all your health back instantly. You know what I mean? So it's certainly not a game that I don't understand, but it is definitely a game that's frustrating the shit out of me, okay? Now, I'm near the end. I believe that I'm in case 7, and all there's just case 7, 8, and kind of the end game, and then people are saying that this game, much like the other Dead Risings, has what's considered an overtime chapter. Now, I don't know how long it is. Yesterday, I was already in like chapter 5, or case 5, excuse me, and I thought that I might have finished the game, but no, it took 3 hours to just get through case 5 and 6. So, it seems like the game does get kind of drawn out a little bit more, you know what I mean, near the end of the game, and take a little bit longer. So that being said, I'm happy that people voted it in. Alright, this is going to be the 3 to 3.5 hours of gameplay for today. Later tonight, I'll be doing the week in preview. This is going to be a very important week in preview, ladies and gentlemen, because this week is a ton of variety in the stuff that I'm going to be covering. We've got the continuation and conclusion of Dead Rising. We've got the continuation and conclusion of Bioshock. Let's try that again. Bioshock Remastered. I'm going to be doing Batman, the Telltale series episode 2. Also, I'm going to be doing the final episode of Minecraft Story Mode. And later this week, either Thursday or Friday, depending on when it actually releases, I'm going to be covering the final expansion content for Street Fighter V. The final character, who's Urien, a character near and dear to my heart, my favorite character from the Street Fighter 3 series. I played with him a lot. I was never necessarily a tournament contender with that character, but I love the character, and I know all about him. I know about his properties, his combo ability, you know, what his strengths and weaknesses are, and I'm curious to see how they translate this character into Street Fighter V. Hopefully he's good. Let's put it that way. So, all that is happening this week, okay? I'm going to explain how that's happening in the week in preview tonight. I will be putting out that video on the King of Hate vlogs later tonight. So please check that out on my vlogging channel much later tonight. It's probably going to be in about 10 hours or so, honestly. Well, probably 9 or 8 hours now that I'm thinking about it. In addition to that, I'm going to begin work on a special video for KO Gaming, because on Friday I had opportunity to play For Honor, which was a melee-based multiplayer experience where you can either be a Viking, a samurai, or a knight, and you face off against tons of enemies, whether it's human-controlled, bots, or, you know, little minions. And there's multiple ways to play. You can play as a duel, a 2-on-2 match, or a 4-on-4 territory capturing game. Boy, was that refreshing. Let me tell you, it was so refreshing and different. Something completely different from any game that I've, you know, played in recent memory. It really didn't adhere to any kind of formulas of other games, and it felt like something refreshing and new. And I really enjoyed it, and I want to talk about it in a video. So I'm going to work on a special video tonight in regards to For Honor, okay? And I'm going to not release that tonight because there's no way between the weekend preview and that I'm going to finish it. But tomorrow, Monday, which is the 19th of September, I'll be playing Bioshock on stream, okay? And then tomorrow night will be the releasing. I'll finish up that video on For Honor and release it for KO Gaming. Alright? So that's going to be tomorrow's content. Tuesday, Batman. But I don't know when. If Batman is shorter, it'll probably be a second gameplay session. If it's longer, like the first episode was 2.5 hours long, I'll probably do it as my main gameplay stream. So I kind of have to play it by ear and see what people say when they start talking about how long that episode actually is. And then, you know, the rest of the week we'll be continuing, you know, Dead Rising, Bioshock till I finish them, balancing that with Minecraft, with Street Fighter later on in the week. Now, I do want to let everyone know, I will be beginning the retro playthrough, the retro patron playthrough. Basically, patrons who pledged in August are voting, and right now Banjo-Kazooie is still in the lead. So it looks like it's probably going to be Banjo-Kazooie. I'm going to close off that poll in the next day or two. So, last chance for any August patrons who pledged $5 or more. If you have not voted, you must vote quickly on what game you want to see, because I'm going to begin that playthrough shortly, probably the end of this week or early next week, okay? So, that's the deal. And then, of course, next week, the final week of September, we've got the next episode of Hitman. I'll be, you know, playing through probably Banjo-Kazooie and or whatever I haven't finished up from this week. And then that week is kind of up in the air, because I have to decide, do I want to do a second run in Dead Rising, like a New Game Plus, or do I want to do the Minerva's Den DLC for Bioshock 2, or do I want to do something else? You know, there's so many options. There's new games too, XCOM 2, a Sonic game, certainly not anything that's going to be super popular, but I really have to kind of decide, gee, what is it that I want to do with my time next week? I have to think about it, okay? So I will explain full scheduling of this week and everything in the weekly preview tonight. Please check that out. That's really it. I'm not going to go into super plugs or whatever. All I'll say is this: Patreon, very important. Okay, please. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. We've got under $100 left to go to hit the monthly goal for this month. The monthly goal will be a Halloween horror marathon, which will be on Halloween this year. It will be a series of games that are nominated and voted on by the patrons themselves. Those who pledge $5 or more by the end of this month will have that honor, okay? So please consider pledging if you have not. Right now, there's only about 12 days left in this month. So 12 days left to hit the goal. I definitely want to do a horror marathon. The fact that I'll be playing 3 to 4 games, I think will make it a very enjoyable event. And I look forward to it, all right? Hopefully we could hit it and have this fun event coming up. Keep in mind, it's not just about that. You can also get personal perks and stuff for your pledges, but please consider doing so. And that's really it. You know, right here you got my girlfriend's business, The Black Current. You can check out as well. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. Please give it a look. All right. That is it, everyone. That is it. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for checking out my stream. It's time to jump back into the world of Dead Rising for a bit. See how far I can get. Hopefully I can get pretty far today. Maybe finish it. I don't know. A lot of people are saying there's no way I'll finish it today because of apparently overtime is like a big chunk. It's a big difficult part of the game. So, all right. That's it, everyone. Thank you. Let us begin with Dead Rising. Here we go.